Yeah. Okay, so I came up with the perfect idea. Perfect. Confused because I'm trying to focus on the paper. Okay, so it's a superhero, and it's actually a real life super robotic hero. Okay, this is what we're kind of dreaming of, right? Someone who can like sort of, I want my drink, you know, and this sort of says, well, you need a shower first. And it's a robot that actually gives you all of this, but it's actually also, as in actually also whatever. It's about. Okay, so this guy, you wear this costume and you have speakers on your shoulders, and you're like this turbo man, you know, and you have the voice thing, and it recognizes what you're saying, and then it adds a double recording from these speakers, and so it repeats. It's all these like voices coming, and the superhero is called Voices, and he's got the speakers on his shoulders, and he's marching around and sort of like calling out, you know, I saw you. You know, so, but he's got the speakers that like makes it fun, and it's like robotically selected tones and accents, or little snipes that come, you know, repeating the thing. But it's actually leaning, it's actually modulating in real time, so that you get just real people reacting and saying, "Oh yeah, that's clever." And so, did you hear that? People looking at each other, rolling their eyes, and then Superman comes in and says, "What? Don't you understand?" You know, so. A robotic superhero, so it's not necessarily good, and that's what we have to remember, is that like the code is everything. That's all that matters. Okay, I kid you not. It's I cannot tell a lie, you know, and this is tragic because I would like to lie in a Persian bed, completely naked. Okay, so now you know. But this is the dream, the balloon, the ship, the passage. The quails. I think you heard those. Anyways, so I'm looking at them. Hickory marinade. So, oh god, be careful. Fault line there. You almost fell off the ley lines. Okay, so that's the idea. Is it's a robotic super hero, you know, with the equipment. So it is spring powered boots. But you could have all these technologies that nothing surpasses the vehicle and the convoy road train, where you have the whole party and you have different commerce going on, and the good stuff, you know, the most important, you know, delivering the tractors that build the roads, to save the mountains and make nice, enjoyable stuff out there, and it's like devotional work, where you go out and you're doing critical ecological cleanup. So forestry, it's really forestry, and you have to facilitate it, just like the trains. You know, the guys driving the trains, I'm going to take a nap if we crash, don't wake me up. The Amtrak, right? So you have to accommodate these things and make them like Captain Kirk, basically, so that you're always there, you know, when the cameras are rolling. Please, Jim, send down a red shirt immediately. Send two. I'm feeling wild. Oh no. It's like, you're the new cadet from... So, you know, and so many stories that are really epic. But, you know, it makes you crazy. Like, I get the blue sky in the background. Ah, yes, there we are. So this robotics here, they're called Voices, man, because it's really got the speakers that do repeat what the guy says, and so he can say these outlandish things and know that it's going to have like the full reverb. He's got the speaker, and it's like he's got the loudspeaker basically coming off the shoulders. But all these may be sort of communications devices, so he is Voices man, and it's sort of like I think it's to draw us away from the screen towards the dream. The dream is actually visual. I don't know what it is. The dream is very focused. Okay, sorry. I think the pollution. I don't know. My eyes are messed up big time. Sometimes they really, but rarely. I just have to see the truth, and that's what I am extremely good at. But at a distance, suddenly I'm seeing a little blur at the distance. So that sucks a big time. It's better than being deaf, though, because my ears can be pinpoint, but it takes total concentration, and that is structural. That's like driving the train. That's like cleaning up, saving the environment, getting the blue skies collected. So it's actually thermal. So solar and solar power, just like computers and electronics and computers, or technology and computers, technology and computing, communicating, really. Computerizing. I'm not sure it really is. I'm telling you, the algorithm, if you do this George Washington thing, you make the world superhero like in reaction, response, whatever it is. You know, it's why tell a lie? You know, it's post-Freudian. Was it Freudian? Hyper-patricide. It's the idea that. Well, let's see, what is it? George Washington has no father, but Freud has two. Okay, and he's in the old world. So there's that equation right there. We actually see it because Freud, he wasn't very getting around, man. He was like, but at the same time as Tesla, he goes over there and people are like, yeah, we suckered that guy, you know. Immigrant, come here, you know, just consumed. And that Freud could have done that, gonna go fishing out in the Delta, you know. Yes, catfish, I tell you. You have to buy back in the bayou. So the technology that I think that's like gonna be the ultimate new thing. People will wear these, and maybe it's like downtown, and this is like so communicative that you could find every single stranger on the street and have that speaker pointing and sort of directing the superhero. He's got this like compass, and he's said, yeah, we see this guy say something over here, and then the computer repeats what the guy says every time. This is what it does. It's like mixing the superhero. He's got the spring boots, so he's moving, man. You know, he's like going along. You know, he's like flying a kite, I guess. Bunch of, maybe it's one of those. No, those things are very dangerous. I'm sure. Balloon. You have to go with the flow with those things. So it has autopilot. That's like, and so basically that kind of is it. You know, they have those Hercules moving ships, and if you had one of those scaled down, but still with the capacity shift, the ballast landing, then you can narrow it down so that it holds like just, you know, I think those things hold like 50 tons. You could have one holding 1 or 2 tons and go up to the stratosphere, and that's, you guys, that's really what I would like. What I think, if you could have it full, I think you can have it fully pressurized. I think that's not only that, but also have the window and check that. But it's hard to imagine that, because I mean, just being up there, you'd think that the pressure would be very dry, very dry or very spacey. It's like you have to have fans all the time. So yeah, so these lander modules are really designed to land in the thermal zone of Antarctica. So that's where you, if you want to go someplace completely sort of alien, that's it. And the moon should just be all little robots, you know, and hopefully build a space elevator at some point, because that way maybe you could send up a large number of empty capsules, and they go to the moon on an elevator, come back, and maybe that's the ticket. Maybe you can build fuel on the moon by putting up like a power station that builds these big tanks, right? Should move the moon a little closer. Put the big tanks and let out. Make oxygen out of the fuel. And so then you... No, I completely lost. Anyways, yeah, voices, man, that would just be so cool. And like everyone could be wearing them. Like it's literally like you're just wearing a headset, but it's like sitting on your shoulders maybe, like really comfortably, like a little office, you know? It's like completely, it's like this cloak of omnipresence, you know? It's like, you know, this big thing with the speakers, and speakers